Hi, in this video we will present the Hamming codes, whose objective is the detection and correction of errors when a data transmission is made. The Hamming codes have a huge utility in communication engineering, since when transmitting messages through a noisy channel, these messages can be altered. Thus, code theory allows to detect these errors and even correct them. For example, Hamming codes are used for the Global Positioning System (GPS), which is used every day by millions of people around the world. In this video, we will introduce some basic concepts of code theory. Let A be a set of symbols that we will call an alphabet. For instance, the binary alphabet A, which is the set formed by the element 0, 1, usually denoted in mathematics by set2. Another example is given by the set B of symbols A, C, G, T. This is suited to the study of the DNA. An n-length word in the alphabet A is simply an element W in AN. In relation to the previous examples, we present some words of length 7. For the first example, a binary word of length 7 is 01, 10, 01, 0. In the alphabet B, such a word of length 7 could be G, A, T, T, A, C, A. Now, we introduce the code notion. A code in the alphabet A is a series of words, all of them with the same length, that is, a subset C of AN for some n in N. The elements of a code are called code words. Intuitively, one can think of code words as the words contained in a dictionary. Given the ordinary alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, etc., not any word can be used in ordinary communication. For instance, words such as ASDFG have no sense. Then, code words are the admissible words out of which you can construct grammatically correct sentences. Now, we define the Hamming distance. The Hamming distance between two same-length words is defined as the number of symbols in which they differ. For instance, the distance between the two words 01, 10, 01, 0 and 00, 10, 111 is 1, 2, 3. The distance is 3. Now, in B7, the distance between GATT-ACA and CAT-GACT is 1, 2, 3. The distance is 3. In particular, in set2n, if we consider W, W1, W2, Wn, and V, V1, V2, Vn, then the distance between W and V would be the sum of the absolute values of the differences modeled 2 between every Wi and its corresponding Vi. It can be shown that the Hamming distance is really a distance. Now, we introduce some more notions. First, having a distance, we can talk about proximity. Then, given a code C in set2n and a word W, we say that the code word X in C is the closest to W whenever the distance between W and X is the minimum of the distances between W and every element of C. Moreover, given a word W in set2n, its weight, denoted by W between bars, is defined as its distance to the null word 0. Observe that the weight of a word in set2n is simply the number of ones it contains. For instance, the weight of 1011011 is the number of ones it contains: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Its weight is 5. Now it is time to see how to apply these notions. We assume that the communication channel is a noisy one. Therefore, some of the code words will get corrupted during the transmission. Thus, if the number 5 was transmitted in its binary representation, 101, maybe what was received was 111. That is the number 7. As we said before, a basic problem in communication engineering, for instance in the GPS technology, is to be able of detecting and even correcting these errors. We start with detection part. Suppose that we have at our disposal 16 code words to form messages, all of them with length 4, as we saw in the screen. If the received one is slightly different, there is no way we can tell whether the received code is the same that the emitted code or not. A possible way out is to introduce redundancies. For instance, sending each code word twice. You can see this in the screen. In this way, errors in the transmission can be easily detected. If we would receive, for example, this, observe that these are different. Thus, an error in the transmission has been detected. Then, redundancy solves the detection problem. Now, we deal with correction part. In the same situation. Which is the correct word? 1100 or 0100? There are two popular solutions to this problem. In the first possibility, we apply a probabilistic principle and choose the most likely word. This is particularly done when an error in only one digit of the original word corresponds to more than one admissible word. That is, when the closest word to the received one is not unique. In order to implement this solution algorithmically, we must make some assumptions on the characteristics of the noise introduced by the communication channel. First, errors introduced in different digits of a word are independent. Second, each digit has the same probability r, much less than 0.5, of being erroneously transmitted. Under these assumptions, if a code, as we can see in the screen, is received, we could not only detect that there is an error, but we could also correct it, because the higher probability corresponds to a single error, and it is located in the first 4 digits. The second possibility starts from the idea of avoiding the situation in which a single error in a digit originates a valid code word. For this, the code words are selected in such a way that they are as far away among them as possible in the Hamming distance. To give an example, suppose that the codes can be formed only from the code words in the screen. And we send 0000000, which is received as 000001. The correction is achieved by noticing that the most likely case is that in which the correct code word is the closest to 000001. Observe that the Hamming distance to the first code words is 1. The distance to the second is 2. The distance to the third code word is 4. And finally, the distance to the fourth code word is 5. Since the closest code word is the first, we can correct the error and get the original message. The essential property making this work is that the valid code words are very distant among them in the Hamming distance.